take a moment to look over their iReady diagnostic and see kind of where they are right now, any progress they've made from our last meeting when we went over previous year's diagnostic, and just some things they're doing in the classroom.
Okay, so if we focus on reading, I mean, they've made, every single one of them has made some growth based on the historical results from March of last year. But if you look at the percentiles here, they're still well below grade level. If you look at Larry, he was at, in March of 25, he was at grade 1, his overall scale score is a 432. Now it's a 464, still in grade 1, but there was an increase. If you look at Feely, in March he was 448 for a overall scale score, now he's 496. It also was a 2 grade level jump, so that was really great for him. Nicole, in March, she was in grade 2, 489 was her overall scale score, now it's 495, so that was a little teeny bit of an increase, still in the same grade 2. And then Heidi also was one with just a little bit, a slight increase. Overall scale score was 482, now it's 487.
Well, you also have to think, we just came off of summer when they were taking this, so
Right.
the fact that we have still an increase is a positive with that growth. As far as looking at even like their literacy tasks, I know that last year, specifically Heidi, she was, in the 90 words per minute. She's at 112 now. So while she's still below, we do see those slight improvements there.
And the same thing for Nicole and Heidi, both have a good, they're not as low as the other ones. They were in this range. So that's
So they're receiving their interventions and support through ESOL and special education. But if we look at our MTSS block, kind of based on what we see here, is there an area that we can kind of narrow down that we could support through a pod group?
I mean, I still think that oral reading fluency and the vocabulary to go in with it would be beneficial for these students. If they're going to have the support with an ESOL teacher and their special education teacher, vocabulary is something that they can heavily focus in on, building some of that background knowledge. That's gonna help with their fluency, so focusing in on that, I think.
Yeah, and then their fluency and their comprehension will translate into math because all of that builds upon each other.
Okay, so at our next meeting, could you bring some work samples to kind of show what they're doing in the classroom so we can kind of see how it's correlating over and ways that we could kind of support that and see any areas that we could do within math.
Yeah.
And I'd be curious to see, are they doing the growth monitoring checks for iReady as well?
Well, we could also look at their the individualized plans that they're doing. See.
Like, we need to check the fidelity of how their intervention is going in. I know this isn't the only intervention. These students also are receiving the
Personalized instruction,
but phonics for reading. So we can look at that and see how that's impacting them. They just started that late last year, so maybe some of that will help boost that vocabulary, background knowledge, and their fluency.
Do we do the core phonics with them?
Yes, they have their core phonics surveys in there as well.
But their individualized plan based on what they've passed and haven't passed, that can also help in their small group during their intervention time.
So Heidi's got a 93% pass rate. I mean, she's still in like first grade lessons, but I mean, this is where she needs to be. At least she's got, since the beginning of school, she's already got 9 hours.
Wow.
So that's really good.
So, yeah.
And I think that kind of pays to why we're seeing her.
Now, does she do that in pot time, or does she do that during class?
It's, when they are pulled for their resource segment, while they're working on different skills with the teacher, they're working on the personalized learning path.